Welcome to Hail to the Chief, a pursuit of the American dream. I'm your host, David, and I'm scared. Not the kind of scared that keeps you up one night, but the kind that's been sitting on my chest for months now. I look at the news, I look at social media, I watch people who used to be neighbors treat each other like enemies. And I think about my kids. What kind of America are we going to hand them? Have we lost our way? Or have we always been this messy, this divided, this uncertain? I've got a problem with staying scared, though. Sure, I could stay angry. I could stay scared. A lot of people are doing that, right? But anger and fear, they're not what I want to pass down to my kids. I don't want them to inherit my anxiety. I want them to inherit my curiosity. So instead of dwelling on the negativity, I'm going to do something different. I'm firing up a time machine. For the next year, I'm going to read about every single American president, not just the biographies, but their own words, the defining moments of their eras, and even fiction that captures what their time felt like. That's 46 presidents, 52 weeks, one long journey backward to hopefully find a way forward. So here's what I'm really looking for. There's three big questions that I'm trying to answer. Question number one, what is the American dream? Really, what is it? Not the bumper sticker version, not the politician's speech version, but what has it actually meant to different generations of Americans? Has it changed? Has it stayed the same? Is it even still alive? Question number two, how important should a president actually be? We treat presidential elections like they're life or death, but should one person have this much power over our hopes and fears? What did the founders intend? What have we turned it into? When I look at 46 different people who held this office, maybe I'll understand what it's supposed to be. Question number three, what lessons do I want to teach my children about America? I'm not talking about the sanitized version or the cynical version. I want to teach them the true version, complicated, flawed, but maybe still worth believing in. I want to be able to look my kids in the eye and tell them something honest about this country. So why am I doing this publicly? Full transparency, I hate being on camera. I'm self-conscious. I'm awkward. I'm going to stumble over my words. But here's the thing. If I'm going to teach my kids about courage, about doing hard things, about engaging with the world even when it's uncomfortable, I have to model that. I can't just tell them to be brave. I have to show them. So this is me, showing up, imperfect, nervous, because the questions matter more than my comfort. So here's what you can expect. Every week, I'm reading three things. A serious historical biography, a memoir, a scholarly book. I'm also going to read a piece of fiction that captures the era or the person. And then a primary source in their own words, like a speech or a document that supports them. And then I'm going to come here and I'm going to share what surprised me, what made me think differently, what pissed me off or inspired me. And somehow it'll all connect to those three big questions that we're asking. I don't have the answers. That's the whole point. But maybe by the end of this year, I'll understand the questions better. Maybe I'll reconnect with what this American experiment was supposed to be. And maybe I'll figure out how to talk to my kids about democracy without lying to them about how hard it is. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be a little less scared. Every generation of Americans has thought they were living through the end times. The founders worried that the republic wouldn't survive. Lincoln thought it was tearing itself apart. FDR inherited a broken economy. And yet, here we are. So I'm going to go back in time, learn from all of them. The great ones, the terrible ones, the forgotten ones, the unexpected ones. Not to escape our current moment, but to understand it better. Because the story isn't going over. We're still writing it. And I want to know that story, the real story, before I decide how to write my chapter. So if you want to come along on this journey, subscribe. If you have thoughts or book recommendations or just want to argue with me about presidents, leave a comment. And if you're feeling the same kind of scared that I am and you want to turn it into something more productive, Well, let's fire up this time machine together. Week 1 starts January 5th. George Washington. I'll be reading Ron Chernow's biography, Washington Life. Let's see what the first president can teach us about being Americans.